Okay, should be live. Yes, nice. I created new node to my Obsidian nodes where I will store the texts because this is something I need to change every time. For some reason, YouTube doesn't save my or any preferences for the live. So I need to select the language English and then it saves the description and the title, but when I edit the title after the stream to tell about that stream, then that stays. So I need to change it back to this generic. But all right, so it's 10 p.m. I think I will work at least 2 hours. This is AI profile. I forgot to change the settings because this is new Firefox instance. I don't remember if use recommended. Probably not. Auto scrolling. I think everything else should be fine. I'm not going to use this for anything else than AI. I tried to pin some of the categories so that I wouldn't be using this this history. I don't like how it looks. I think ChatGPT nowadays has folders and way better organization. But I hope the Google will improve this. Okay. What should I do? I have so much to do. So now I have new website and I can start developing that. All right, so these to-dos are for life work. But where do I have? And also let's create a new stream 16 and let's talking about what to do. Yeah, that I should remember. Maybe in time. But yeah, let's start this. What is general? Website. Yeah. So life work is something I would like to spend all my time towards, but unfortunately I have to get money. So that's why I'm working. and that's why I have participated into this project, although this is aligning with my life work, and I have to do the thesis because I could benefit from getting a degree, Bachelor of Business Administration, I don't know, which I probably won't use it for anything. I might use it for further educate myself. I have kind of decided that if I will decide that I would like to do it as an exchange student, not exchange. I don't know, but I would like to move to some other country and do the studies there. But yeah, now I have talked about how I should, and it's in my somewhere in my schedule plan that I would do thesis 3 hours per day, and then if I can't do that 3 hours, I have to compensate. So I would have to create a time bank and then start to put hours there or take away. But I haven't started that, and also this I have mentioned that I would like to properly start doing this and focus on my time on this, because this might bring some opportunities for work, and that could be very good because, or would be good because then I wouldn't have to think about getting some normal job, which wouldn't help my life work that much. But right now, this project starts properly in October. And what are the first steps? They are kind of trying to familiarize with the technology, and I'm thinking of creating a good setup. I like setups. I have always liked them, but I'm not very good at them. Even though I have developed some code for years, I'm not comfortable or that comfortable with IDEs, browsers, terminal, all the coding related software and programs. But I would like to be, and that is a plan, at least currently, that I will become an expert in web development. Today at work, I had some free time, so I asked Gemini, some stuff, and where did I write them? I wrote them to Notion. I forgot to transfer them. Let me see. Yeah, I can write them from here. Do you have any easier way? Mm. I could wait. Can I just okay. Uh, I'm just reading the notes that is there. Is there something I shouldn't show? Yeah, I think everything is fine. So what I will do is I will go to life work, and do I have, wait, no, let's create a new folder. Let's not no, not needed. These are already files that huh? Okay, don't know about this. Files that I created on my phone, and so I will transfer data to this life work profile. But here I will now create a text file because on my phone, for some reason, it's not that easy. Let's just do temp text file, and I can access that text file from here. And now, can I edit this? Ooh, open with. Okay, I have a docs is fine. Upload to view. No. Open with HTML viewer, Android OpenOffice. That should work. So I will copy everything. And then paste. And then call. Where do I save? File, save. Keep current format. And Let's see how quickly does it update, or will it update here? Yes. Come on. I don't know why it shouldn't work. Maybe it doesn't want to download. Hmm. That's annoying. Well, there is just my notes, what I got from Gemini. And the plan right now is that I will try to build as good and professional web development setup as possible as I can. Probably I will use VS Code and Docker, and I already have WSL2 installed. And then I don't know what. Replacing npm. That's interesting. I haven't thought about that. I don't know why it doesn't load. So on my other Windows profile, there should be running the let's see, VPN, yes. But Google Drive should do something, but apparently not. Okay, it's not that important. There are other nodes there as well that I'm not going to go through now. But my idea is that I will build the setup that I would use for, or I will use for this project, Gamifying Politics project, as well as what I would use for my own website development. So what is the English saying? Hitting two birds at the same time. And then for thesis, though this actually might be more important, I will try to build the best kind of note-taking system process, which I would also use for this life work. So I'm trying to do as much as possible here on these streams. Yeah, it's not coming. Too bad. I could log into Google Drive. Maybe that's the easiest way. Or to Notion. What do I have? Wait. What do I have? Notion. Um, that's actually a good question. Because why wouldn't I show all of this? Can I show all of this? This is my to-do. Mm, yes. Just personal relations I can't talk about or show any notes on them. But this would make well this process okay now it's there. It would make this process much easier if I can just use Notion there. Mm, okay, yeah, there is just one section. So I think I will I will think about this and try to separate too personal information from what I can. I didn't copy it properly, but what I can show. Now that everything is here, I can. Yeah, it's easier to empty. Okay. There are other interesting notes here. Many of these I have just written because I saw some watched TikTok video or Reddit post, and I wanted to save some thoughts. Many of these are not that interesting or beneficial. Women as leaders, yes. PC specs. I don't even know what this means. But this here is the development notes that I got from Gemini. I asked it to create or do deep research about the topic. I clearly didn't write good enough prompt, but it's okay. So it suggested VSL2 that this is the way to go. I already use it. So what it didn't say was it didn't say anything about virtual machines with graphical interfaces. But I think this for now is pretty okay already. And then this Docker I have tested once, but not in a with a proper setup. I think I have just downloaded it and clicked a few buttons, and that's it. That was it. VS Code, yes, and these are VS Code extensions. Then, so it said that VS Code or JetBrains WebStorm are the most used, but this costs. So I'm pretty sure, yeah, VS Code is the way to go. And then for AI, it's a suggested GitHub Copilot. I understand that it's integrated in VS Code already, but I don't have the subscription. So I won't be using this. At least right now, I don't see the point or how it would help me that much. I think there should be already VS Code extensions that let me use Gemini instead. GitHub code spaces. So coding in cloud. This is interesting, especially with Teams. But for now, it's not that important. Maybe Azure DevOps. Okay, so this is something I don't think I have heard of. That using DevDrive resilient file system. So this would speed up the development process when developed in Windows 11 environment, but wouldn't with VSL because VSL already uses faster than, what is it, NTPS or something that the Windows uses. Sudo for Windows, maybe I have some point installed, but haven't used it. I don't know if that's that important. Customizing terminal appearance, I haven't done that. I'm very bad at customizing visual aspects. It's not that important. I mainly just focus on the logic and that everything works. And I think that also explains why I'm using VR headset and many others are not, because I don't really care that the colors are not as good as in OLED, or the screen resolution isn't there. I because I can see the point. Maybe it's not that beautiful, but at least, yeah, it's large and quite convenient to have multiple large screens. But for some other people, the refresh rate or the colors, the details, That's more important. For me, it's just functional. Uh, but yeah, I would like to get better at this. And this, I don't know. I have to research it, what it means. Pieces for developers, Zencoder. So these are AI tools, and then this one is also maybe somewhat interesting for me. Wouldn't matter, at least now, because all the projects are very small. But I like the idea of developing myself and my setup to become more professional. But yeah, do you have any other? No, I don't think there is any other important notes here. Uh, one one thing I thought about earlier today was that I have around 4,000 hours worth of personal vlogs, and I haven't really thought about sharing them, at least very soon. I thought that, hey, maybe in a few years, in 10 years from now, I could go through them or let someone else go through them. It could be interesting for someone to see my journey through those vlogs. But today I thought that why not start doing that already? It could become one what is the word? One task? Hobby? No. One thing, yeah, that I could do is uh, to go through the vlogs and start from the beginning, of course. I think the first one that I have recorded is from 2018, before I went to army, or not army, military service. And then I have some just audio. But then properly I started to make the videos on 2022, so 3.5 years ago, almost exactly. But I would start from the beginning and go through them and edit them, edit everything that I don't want to show, or any personal stuff I will edit out. But I think what I will do is I will make them separate. So I will separate the personal and the content that I can share. Non per no, okay. Uh, Personal for others. So of course I can, or I would like to, or I don't mind telling personal stuff only for me, but yeah, mentioning others, talking about others, and then some aspects of myself that I don't want to start sharing yet. I need to make proper videos about them, but yeah, I think that that project I can start already without any fancy editing. Just hey, these are my old vlogs, and of course, I don't I don't expect many people watching them because 4,000 hours worth, and for most people I'm no one, nobody. And my family members, many of them might be interested of hearing, seeing my thoughts, my actions, but they don't have the time. So yeah, but in the future at least they would be available. Mm. So if someone would like to know me better for some reason, then they can. And I don't know, AI could learn about me, make a better profile. But for that, I would create a new channel, Hypnoni Vlogs. I don't want to put everything on my main channel. My main channel will contain only higher quality videos. But yeah, I just thought about that seriously today and immediately felt that yeah, it's right thing to do. All right. Talking about what to do. Yeah, maybe that's fine. Mm, what is the isn't it modified time? Ah, no. It needs to be this. Yeah. I'll take a quick break. A quick break. Okay. Self-hosting. Mm. Where do I have the canvas? Of course, it's not here anymore. Self-improvement. Tomorrow, I have a day without any schedules. So let's see if I have motivation to do most of these tasks. Almost all of them will require first going through what it means. But yeah, let's see. Everything is a mess. Yeah, it is so messy. My goal is unclear. My notes are unclear. My thoughts are unclear. And also, so these are just the notes that I have created during these streams. But I have many notes that I have done over the years, those 4,000 hours of logs. And I want to go through everything. I want to clean them, document them, migrate, and then at the same time, I want to start using time for 10 different directions. Here that I found out, okay, Penbot, this might be a good open source alternative to Figma. I asked AI and it said that this is kind of the one if I don't want to use Figma. And Inkscape also, I have used GIMP for creating logos, but Inkscape is the, why have I misspelled that? I should do them using Inkscape. And Krita I have used to draw because I don't want to spend money on Photoshop and Adobe. Graphica, I installed this on my phone and I created this. Huh? Wait, no, it's a file. Why is it a file? What? Wait. Why is it the file? How does it look here? Files. No, I can definitely see it. Okay. View information. Type image. Let me go to the app Graphica and so save. It should be SVG. What if I open it with Firefox? Nothing happened. Ah. Okay, here it is. I think I need maybe I need to open it with something else. Okay, let's open GIMP quickly and see how it looks there. So it is what? Yes. So it is SVG. So this I created with my phone. Doesn't look that good. There weren't that good settings, so I added these individually. They might not be correct, but this might be better than what I created for the website. Website icon, PNG. So which one is better? Keep is much bigger here. I think this is better, but I need to export it as PNG. Logo 2. It doesn't say PNG. Any known file extension. Okay. But I can do this later. Not that important. It was just something, yeah, something I made using my phone, and these apps are I will start using them. So this is for designing websites. This is for designing logos. This is for drawing, painting, just being able to express my imagination, ideas through drawings without using AI all the time. And this is just for logos, but on the go. Mm, where should I put this? Where should I put that? Well, at the moment, no one can access these notes anymore. So drawing, painting, designing. And then one is or just creating presentations. I'm terrible at. That designing UI UX kind of contains that drawing icons. Yeah. So these are. Have I forgotten something? Hmm. Yeah, well, these are more technical stuff, but I was thinking about other self improvements like reading philosophy, psychology, speed reading, what I will do, at least if I have time. Acting, I'm a terrible actor, but I will start doing acting lessons on my own and communication lessons. Just for this life work. But I would like to initialize everything and then try to put pressure on my mind, on Ayarak, how I will handle everything. So not only will I focus on 10, 20, 30 different kind of profession, but I will also try to reach like-minded people who would add more pressure. I would need to socialize and be in contact with a lot of people, and that gives much more pressure than this, because this I can on my own schedule and it's not that bad. But if I have a lot of external unknowns and sudden communications, it's harder to manage. For but for this, so I don't know if I will actually spend time on this, um, but I want to initialize them. Creating presentations, or I want to very easily be able to start a new game project, or if I want to develop Unity project. Right now, I don't have Unity installed on this Windows profile. Or if I want to create a presentation, I feel like, hey, I would like to write my thoughts about Ukraine, Russia war. I could make a presentation. And also presentations, I will use a lot. I will do them a lot for these videos that I at some point will start making. So those skills, it would be good if I started to learn them right away. So little by little, I want to feel like I have no time and I need to do a lot. Currently, still, I feel like I have a lot of moments when my mind just goes blank. I don't feel that pressure that I should do something, or it's hard to come up with something to think about. Or if I'm on a bus, what should I research? What should I do with my phone? I have spent a lot of time on just randomly browsing Reddit or watching memes. But today I got excited about um, web development from the stream that I made earlier, and that kind of lasted the whole day. I started to get excited about Docker, um, creating this new setup, and started to properly develop, and I like that. I want that more. I want more options, more pressure, that hey, I have free time on a bus. I have Samsung Ultra phone. I have a pen, so I could draw with so using, for example, this Graphica app, drawing some icons. I could have a to-do list that hey, I need to do these icons, maybe it's for some presentations, or maybe just designing. So for designing, I could go to Pinterest, start searching for interesting ideas designs. One example is my stream layout. It looks terrible. The colors, I don't really have colors here. It's just orange without any rounded corners, without any different tones. I'm very, very bad at that currently. But the goal is that I will become better, and little by little I will expand my knowledge, my skills. But yeah, I think I should start with the thesis. So I have tried to start this thesis project maybe 2 times properly, where I had the setup already. I started to research, but then something came. I don't remember what, but I stopped this, and then did something else, focused on work or maybe some internship project. But what I need, or I don't know what I need. So these are the results that I get from this project. But let's see, what would I need for that? Let's do M. So thesis setup. For thesis, I need browser. Browser, a lot of searching, AI, chatbot to understand topics. I could use AI to write the whole thing, to do all the research, but I'm not going to do that. And then note taking app, just notes. Creating notes. What else? Music. I forgot to update this, so it is random. See this going. Why am I going through this? If I don't go through it, it's hard for me to start it. I don't know where to begin, and I have that annoying feeling, uncomfortable feeling of the whole topic, thesis itself, the word. Because I avoid thinking a lot. And if something is unclear, I would like to avoid it for all cost. And this thesis is very unclear. Um, what is the best way? What tools should I use? When I have created notes, I have this feeling that it's not good. I I I should do better. And I might have so the thing is I might have motivation to start doing the thesis, but because I know that first I would need to go through the setup. I would need to open the apps, go through my old notes, and then somehow got into the flow. That makes it so I just avoid it because I don't want to go through that setup, that multiple different things. I would like to have a clear goal before I start doing it. But yeah, this won't be that special. Obsidian is new. I'm not sure what did I use Word for taking notes. I don't know because I have started this a couple of times or 3 times. I have changed it. Change it also. Yeah, I have docs files and some txt, so text files. I will do the migration to some other format as Microsoft Word. I don't want to use that. Of course, in the end, I have to use it. But for note taking, no. Obsidian, probably I will use Obsidian. And here, yeah, I can have the canvas. That's nice. Notion I used, but I used a few, 5 years ago. I started to use Notion, but I didn't like. I didn't like how I wasn't in control over my files. Yeah, it had that free cross-platform ability, but I wanted to be I wanted to have control over my files, my images, videos, docs files. I felt like Notion wasn't that good for that. But this Obsidian I like way better. I don't know, I might be wrong. Maybe Notion does give access to all the files similar similar than this obsidian, but my knowledge is that it's not. Obsidian. And I should probably update. So what did I go through? Going through something. Through notes. Then I explain some random, maybe random talk about future. What would be the optimal setup? How many screens? How much space? The mindset, of course, is the most important. I very rarely have right kind of mindset, which would be calm. I'm too hasty. I just want to finish everything quickly. I don't want to think about them. I want to forget them. But that results, well, bad results and anxiety, everything bad. But if I go with a good attitude, then surprisingly everything goes often well. I hate browsers. I hate searching anything. So yeah, this project will test that. Yeah, I think the attitude is the most important one, and then the right amount of IRAC. IRAC, I have thought that I would build it before I start to do this thesis. I think, yeah, now that I think about it, that has probably been the biggest factor why I stopped doing the thesis. I was more interested of focusing on IRAC, but as it turned out, I didn't get it working. But even though I haven't got it working, I still am trying, and I'm very hopeful that I get it running now that I have figured out my life and the goal. So I will integrate this IRAC development into the thesis project, but I will try to hold back on it, not to focus on too much, because it will drain all the energy. The IRAC, yeah, it's no joke. So right attitude and right amount of IRAC. I think that those are the cornerstones, and then just start to go through the notes that I have already created, and then yeah, continue. At least I chose an interesting topic. That's good. What kind of layout? I think I will just know from doing testing it. So how large browser window I need, or chatbot, nodes. I will probably have multiple different nodes, but with Obsidian, I can have them as tabs. Using Microsoft Word, you can't have tabs there, at least in my knowledge. So there needs to be separate windows for different nodes. That's terrible. And then, yeah, maybe time management. I have Excel table where maybe there is like 15 hours worth of hours, but I will try to just out of curiosity, use it and then see how much time I spend on this. Yeah, I think this is done. What what next? Mm, the next. So planning this. Gamifying politics. I want to have that setup, that proper web development setup before I start coding, because why not? Then I have some documents to go through, understand that project has been already started without me. But yeah, for that we will probably use different note-taking apps and styles. Actually, we will use Miro whiteboard, so it's kind of similar to this. Mm, for life work. So for life work, how important it is to develop my website, because that's kind of what I would like to do, is develop this to the point where I can have all my notes there, like I did with Obsidian Paper or Obsidian Publish. I would like to have that. Have this whiteboard there, have the notes, and I would like to finish gathering my thoughts, my initial thoughts before I start that project properly. Mm, but is that important? What thoughts do I have? Wait. Do I have any that important initial thoughts? One thing I forgot here was 3D modeling. Is modeling? Maybe. And then video editing. This. Well, yeah, maybe. Yeah, so how many thoughts do I have? Have I written them down somewhere? So the idea is that I will write my thoughts that I have had over the years, and the ideas that I have formed of the world, of some concepts. Like, how do I think about climate, veganism? What are my thoughts about this? What are my current beliefs of how easy it is to help in the world? What is my understanding of economics or politics? I think it would be kind of interesting to compare where I started from and where I got. What was my initial thoughts? Because I have a lot of naive thoughts. The biggest reason for that is that I haven't liked searching for anything. I would rather just think about them myself. If I don't do this, it would be very hard to do afterwards. Of course, I could go through my videos where I talked about them, but I think it's better if I first go through them properly or try to think about them. What are my thoughts? Write them down and not just talk about them because, yeah, it's very hard to follow. And then start the journey properly. Do I need to note-taking system or updated website for that? Of course not. I could continue this. There are already some thoughts here. I would continue them. Well, yeah. That's simple. I can just continue this. And then when I'm done, when I feel like, hey, I have covered topics I wanted, this is enough, then I will start this project. how can one help in this world? But for that or that note-taking system, the the website would be very nice because then when I create new notes, I could start creating them the right way from the beginning. I will create so many notes, hundreds and thousands of pages. But okay, I think right now I have kind of gone through many topics, many things, tasks, and the last thing I will do today is collect all the tasks or the main ones, group them maybe, but just to have them some place or one place to show tasks I could do. For example, right now the thesis, I could I could schedule that. That's one task. Gamifying politics project, yes, that's also one task because I will go through the files, notes, but for that web development setup, that goes to life work. But that's also one task. And then writing my thoughts, ideas, that's one task. And then uh, these ones are also some tasks that I could do. Maybe hmm. So to do, make the website front page good. I kind of did that already. Um, specify more. What is my goal? I don't know why it's here. What are my ideas? Yeah, this is one task. Figuring out the balance of doing myself and looking better ways to do them. Ooh, writing. Is it too long? No, just good enough. Okay. Yeah, so this is an interesting one. Figuring out the balance. So that sort of that's for all the tasks. There are at least two different subtasks. One is to do. If I were to create some game, develop some game, I would of course develop it, but then the other option is to watch videos, watch tutorials, and try to find information, ways to do things better. Yes. This is simple. Create different thumbnails for every video. Good process. Currently there is no good process for it. I think, yeah, I would just take it off. So I will create the process when I take the or install Inkscape and start this, so I won't at least forget that, hey, I need to create custom thumbnails. Documenting streams and work. So just documenting, okay. Good reminder there. This is set up. Then planning. And what was it? Planning, gamifying, politics, and life work. Going over tasks. Why do you have multiple ones? Okay. So documenting. This is important for me, and I'm not going to forget it. It will come naturally when I start or continue doing new things, especially. I don't know how things work. I want to create notes, and doing these streams, I will gradually start to remember. I think these notes that I have already made are okay. Documented streams. So right now, I save all the categories and topics here. I will make a script, or okay, the vision is that I would um, update this at the correct time and not half an hour late. That's usually what I do. And then I will use this. I will automatically create the log. So stream 16, going through notes from my phone. I think at that point I still had this. So wrong category. I haven't looked where or if OBS, what kind of data OBS gives. What logs does it put out? But I will find a place where it says, or there is a log that says at what time did I start the stream. I will use that time and then this time to automatically put the correct time that I will then put to YouTube to the video. So afterwards people will see these sections there. Right now there isn't any sections. I'm just using this Obsidian, and well, now no one can see this, but they will. So what I will do is automatically do this and rely on me remembering to update the topics when they happen, because if I'm late, then that doesn't make sense anymore. But yeah, that is the vision that will come at some point. That these will be automatically generated. But yeah, that's this. I can take it away. Improve the stream layout. Okay. Improve the stream layout. Well, maybe not always. There will be a lot of improvements that I will make, that I want to make. Is this a task? Yeah, kind of. Although, right now, do I feel like I need to improve this? It's quite simple. The timer, okay, I don't have the timer there. So in that sense, yeah. But yeah, this general task doesn't need to be here. I'm not forgetting to update the stream layout. So create the timer feature into the stream layout. I will create a script. Actually, I'm not sure if I can. That will update the correct way. Wait, no. Wait, yeah. I'm talking about timer and not that cron automatic system, because I can just run a script. Yeah, but the solution that I came up with before. Wait, huh? Did I have the timer title there? No. Wait, yeah, here. Okay. So yeah, that solution, of course, wasn't very good. That I had the timer, and then I just recorded some part of the window. Very poor solution. And then I will have the, well, I will have this kind of timer start from 0 and go to 45 minutes, an hour or so. So I will show how long it will last. I think that's better than starting from, say, 60 minutes and then going down. Which one is better? I think going up is better, because then it's I need to show what was the time, what is. I could do that both ways. The 60-minute timer and then showing 45 minutes. Maybe at that point, going down. Okay, I will figure that out later. But that is one task. Stream scenes and their shortcuts. Yeah, I haven't figured them out yet. How to easily hide the screen. Explain my setup. What is there to explain? What is there to explain? This is not a task really, or doesn't need to be a separate task here, because explaining my setup. Yeah, well, it doesn't go under this. So I will explain my setup at least quickly in my introduction video. So for that task project, this is included, but otherwise I don't need to explain anything. If someone were interested, then of course I'm kind of explaining my setup anyways, gradually. But yeah, this is not needed there. Process of deciding what to do and using a timer for them. Process of deciding what to do. Uh, okay. I'm not sure what I thought when I created that, but right now I'm thinking of two different ways to do this. One is to use Excel or yeah, some what is LibreOffice Calc? Mm, to have the options and then create a schedule. But my goal is to use IRAC instead. But I have talked about how difficult it is to use, but I'm very confident that it will work. And the more pressure I have, the more I have initialized these different tasks, the easier it is to use the IRAC. Because in the end, it comes down to motivation. Why do I need to think overly complicated or in an overly complicated manner? Previously, or most of the time, there hasn't been any good reason why I would need to use IRAC because my life was simpler. But it's starting to become harder and harder to manage, and it's making more sense to use the IRAC and build it. I will take this away. Self improvement, change feelings. Ooh, this is nice. This is interesting. Change feelings. I have forgotten that. Mm, I still will not struggle, but I feel I have those moments when I don't feel that happy. Most of the time, I'm just thirsty or tired. So I have those moments of feeling somewhat depressive, but more and more I'm feeling very happy. My life is going so great. I really like where this is heading. Mm, so does it make sense to change my feelings? Yeah, probably for development, self self improvement, self development, but not because I need um to maintain or yeah, but for me to become better suited for this vision that I have, where I, for example, would need to be able to hold a conversation with anyone and become someone else or something different that I'm today. that needs development and that needs changing feelings. I will leave it there. Developing IRAC, yes. That's so clear, I don't need to remember it from this file. Language learning process. What process? So I will, when I start this, maybe tomorrow, I might start some of these already. So when I initialize or when I start doing this, schedule them, I will initialize them. And for communication skills, learning a new language, I will initialize that process. One thing I tried one day, a few days ago, I bought an app, VR app, where you can learn new language in a VR environment. I wanted to test that because I would use that app if it worked well. My initial thoughts, feedback is that um, it's not that good. I think it is more immersive, more interesting than well, using a mobile app or a desktop app, but there is so much more potential there. Hasn't been touched yet. I think that app. So I'm learning Korean from English. If I don't want to see or hear that much English, I don't need that. I would, if there was an app that just talked and explained everything in Korean, like you would to a child, I would use that. I don't want to think about the translation. What is it in English, and then what is it in other language? I would like that kind of approach, but this app, like almost every other app, um, is doing this kind of the common way, which is just a lot of translations. So the core of that language app is not perfect, but that's fine. But what wasn't that good was that most practices, lessons happened in sort of like normal whiteboard or screen. So there is a potential of using different 3D VR environments, but the developers, designers chose to just put a normal screen, okay, large screen, but still 2D screen to the world and show the all the lessons in that same place using that screen. Okay, there is a person or character talking, but yeah, overall, I'm not that impressed. There were scenarios which happened in different locations, like in a restaurant. The task was to order something. There were options to choose from. I like that. So the scenarios I would to do, but the lessons they are not that good. I would rather just use the phone or desktop app. But yeah, I don't need it written here. Random. So this is now updated. I might do wait, yeah. I might this is gamifying politics. Just to include them. Well, they are kind of their own tasks like that. Writing a writing my silly naive ideas. Figuring out the balance. I think I will remember this, and for every task I will think about it differently and balance it differently. Wait, no, wait, this is to do. To do means something that can be finished. This is task. I can do this for the rest of my life. These are to dos. They finish. Um, this is also okay. Maybe I can just use. Yeah, maybe I'll just use this. I will take a quick break. Do I need to write this? Maybe not. Okay, let's start. Yeah, I will use boxes. I will do them here. Game development is that a task? It sort of is, or it's something I could do. So let's leave it. Okay, if I use this, I might as well just copy all of them. And what I have here. So this is not its own task. Writing ideas. Okay. This is, yes, in terms of scheduling, it's just its own task, and so is this. So presentations, green presentations, what kind of task is that? Simply just opening well, PowerPoint is from Microsoft, but then Google has its own. Maybe researching different apps, services, AI development, game development, web. So AI, yes, it can be its own task. Just to use AI tools, watch videos about the topic, try to see different areas where I could leverage AI more. Development. Okay. So AI development kind of means starting to build my own models or train some models with my own data, maybe. Here I was kind of thinking about options that I I have, just some options that I could do for the rest of my life, or focus my time on according to the results of my project, where I try to find out what are the different ways one could help in this world, and what is the task, the role that I should make, I should take in order to advance the humanity or improve the wellness of humans the most. So AI development is one of that, in a professional manner, that I would get a job in that field, or maybe I will just create my own business, work as a freelancer AI developer. So the development word here is kind of like in a professional manner. But I think I will just take it out because as a task, even if it was AI developer development, it would still go under this just AI task. Web development. Right now, this is sort of a task for gamifying politics project, but also for life work. So creating that website, improving it. But it is a task. Web development setup. Okay, I think I shouldn't separate the setup and the personal website development because like I wrote here that I deleted already, I wrote there about the balance of actually building, doing, and then finding out better ways to do. That finding out was something I did, and now I want to implement them, create a better process system of working, but it goes under the same task or goal. So every one of these has those two AI. So creating my own models, but then the other option is to just look for videos that give new ideas, other ways to solve some problem. So personal website development. Good. Game development. Game development. So in general, game development, that's not very good task. And right now, how important would it be just to know about game development or being able to use Unity, Unreal Engine, Godot if I need it? That's sort of what this would imply. I have a Unity project. Oh, remembering that one task is to do LinkedIn post about my demo project was the one that I was in, and this gamifying politics project is also under Demola. I can talk about that because it is public knowledge. Anyone could go to my LinkedIn and see that LinkedIn post about my demo project. So that happened almost 2 months ago, and I haven't created that post because that would be my first post in LinkedIn on LinkedIn. But yeah, that's one task. And relating to that project, we or I created the demo using Unity, and that's something I would I could continue. I would like to continue that project. So that could be one task. It's not super important, but still. Unity VR or Unity VR demo, meaning journalism in metaverse project continuation, but as a task. And if I wanted to test Unreal Engine, I could, or I would have to specify another motive. I thought about something. Wait, what was it? VR. So VR 180 compilation video. So this is one task project that I have wanted to make. There are a lot of VR 180 videos, not that much compared to normal 2D, but still there are a lot of them in on YouTube and on other platforms as well. But from YouTube you can download the videos. The problem with VR 180 videos is that many of them are too long. They haven't been edited well, and also YouTube algorithm doesn't work with VR 180 videos. It sort of works with 360, but 360 is trash 99% of the time. So because of that difficulty finding VR 180 videos, I have made and also not that high quality edited videos out there. I have created two VR 180 compilation videos that I would show to my friends, family, or anyone who has or wants to test VR with my VR headset. I have shown first those compilation videos and they have been great, but I didn't make them properly. I The goal was to get the video out for next day. There was some event I wanted to have that compilation, so I just looked for okay quality videos and then put them together without editing them well, and that was it. But my plan is to create a proper compilation video and use some time to find the best ones. So this is one project, and also it kind of includes. So I wait. I could use it. Yeah, I could use this. Why not? Because I'm not, or I have already signed into. Yes. So let's go to my 3D channel quickly. No, it's not there. Playlist. So these are my public. Most of them are public. Wait, what? No, no, no. It didn't. Yeah, I was like, what? What are these playlists? So this is the front page. Why is it so difficult? Okay, here. So these are my VR 180 or 3D or some 360 videos might be here also, but mainly VR 180 videos. I created this channel just for these ones, but the algorithm doesn't work that well. So yeah, but at least I have only VR or 3D playlists here. And these are different. There are different categories here. Most of these are public. Of course, liked videos I can't set as public. I don't think I can. Can I? No. But I have different categories, and I will create that compilation video having different categories. So I wouldn't just show flying videos there. It would be a general compilation video showcasing what kind of VR 180 videos are there and giving especially new to VR users an experience that they haven't had before, like flying uh, with a drone view or inside some factory, or I don't know, historical place uh, underwater next to animals. So many experiences you can't have in real life, but you can experience them in VR. So I want to create a compilation, but also these playlists that I have put some videos already. I'm going to go through them and convert these for being just about that category to being top 10 of that category, in my opinion. For example, travel. Where is travel? It's one of the largest one. So 26 videos in VR animal, event 22. Where is travel? There, 95 videos. I really have 95 saved videos that are pretty high quality, I think, most of or almost all of them. I want to go through these playlists and convert this to being top 10. So that top 10 is included in this task. While or at the same time when I rate the videos, put them into an order, I will of course select the best clips to this VR compilation. But yeah, that's one task. Drawing, painting. So this I think will be kind of a general task without any clear goal that hey, I want to paint a building or a person. This task is just a general that hey, I will schedule some drawing, painting, but I wouldn't have to know beforehand what I will do. So it might be watching YouTube videos, tutorials, or doing doing some drawing exercises. For example, one is to draw human skulls from different perspectives to understand the anatomy of the skull, the bones under the face, and by doing that, it would be easier to draw from different perspectives. So I will leave it as this. Designing UI UX. I think this is very similar to drawing, that I wouldn't need to have a specific goal beforehand. This could mean, like I said before, opening Pinterest and go and see what's there, what are different designs that people have come up with. Maybe research good user experience books I could read during these sessions. I could create a new website or look for better tools, plugins. uh, So pretty much anything, but having this task I think is very good because it gets me into the mindset of looking for different colors, combinations, designs. So yeah, that's settled. Creating presentations. Didn't I already go through this? Maybe not in a task perspective. Okay, creating presentations. So how I see this is well, again, quite similar to drawing, designing, that I don't need to have a clear goal. I could just start this session and then open PowerPoint or equivalent software, maybe go to see some tutorials. I could create small demos or small pieces. So maybe one dia, wait, diagram, one page presentation. I could make an example that, hey, how would I show this information effectively using pictures and text? What color I could mix it with designing UI. And presentations, yeah, it could also be about communication. So how would I explain this page, this presentation? So maybe going through a few different options, what I could talk about, or yeah. But it is good as it is, just generally doing a presentation session. 3D modeling. Okay, so this is exactly the same thing than drawing, painting, but just using Blender, most probably. I want to know how to 3D model. I have done that a little bit, not with any nice results or finished results. Wait, I do have. Maybe I can show that. So the thing is, I have already. Let's go to. Wait, Google. I have already logged in, so it's not very hard to go to my drive because I have all of them here. 3D modeling. I think it's. Wait, this is the old one. I have done 2 times the donut tutorial. Final render 2. I think this might be it. So let me put it here. I don't think I'm showing anything. I shouldn't. So this is the final render. So everything here I have 3D modeled. Of course, following the tutorial, but still I have a little bit of experience on creating these shapes using the Blender. Oh, I can just close it. But I would like to be better. And I think that's very good task and hobby to have. I can use my creativity without limits. And AI integration with 3D modeling is interesting. And also one thing that's interesting is what is it? Unreal Engine. What is the latest one? 5.6. I'm not sure if it came from this update, but there is a built-in in-engine metahuman creation. So I could use Unreal Engine to build person very detailed and then export that to Blender and edit it uh, with more what is the word? Well, without or with less restrictions. Animations, yeah. In the future, how much would I need 3D modeling skills? Maybe not that much. It could be that I find my role doing some presentations or just focusing on backend web development. But I feel like if I continue making videos or if I make videos, if I create my materials, tutorials, then I would like to use 3D modeling to maybe quickly model some situations or do more or higher quality models. Also, and with AI, what was it with? Was it Google's announcement? Oh no, it was OpenAI's, I think. I'm not sure. Anyways, there is this new model that can create worlds where you can move there. So that's crazy. Is it modeling or modeling? 3D. Yeah, modeling. Video editing. I have many projects that use video editing. VR1 VR1 in the compilation video is one of them. The of course my life work. I will make videos about that. Hopefully many of them. And then I mentioned I will start doing the micro. Actually, yeah, let's uh, old and back up to drive. So this is another project that uses video editing. But should I have it as its own task? This doesn't do much. I don't use many features. I think yes, it's fine. It's fine as its own. I can decide if I want to focus on, so if I want to learn generally about video editing, creating videos, or yeah, it's not just about editing, but or if I want to focus on some specific project. These go under this kind of. Photography. Photography. So shooting videos, taking pictures. I'm terrible at that. That's a common theme here. I'm terrible at everything. But this photography is somewhat interesting. Mm, it's very common. Almost all people take photos. And for my life work, at least in my current vision, I I will go, I will travel, I will be very social. I will show my life like I do now, I stream, but also with photos. I I want to create presentations, do video editing, uh, create drawings, paintings. So photography is very logical thing also to add here. But I have thought about it as a role that that's very popular and important role to take photos in a group, in a situation. I have many friends who don't take photos. So and groups situations where there's not a single photo from that moment, from that event. It's it's so different when there are some people involved who take photos, who document, who capture the situations and make history, document history. I would like to be that person who takes photos, takes videos and documents for myself, but also for others. That's that's a role that I don't think many will hate. And in most situations, I might not have anything to say, so at least I could do something. I'm not planning on being at the center of the group or in the spotlight. So yeah, why not? why not take photos? And it will take practice, learning, studying to get good. So yeah, that's definitely there. Let me cheat. Social media. Is that a task? Social media. Mm. What kind of task would this be? So when I wrote it here, I thought about just seeing what's up, who has posted what on Instagram. So following my family and friends. But there is also research that could be done, how people interact. It could in the future mean using social media to connect with people. I very seldom comment anywhere. Or, well, okay, I subscribe. I like videos. I like comments, but I'm not that involved. I don't post myself. So maybe, yeah, maybe having this as its own task. And now I'm not thinking of talking about just following my own circle, but being more involved, at least in thought. So thinking about, hey, what could I post here? What could I comment? And then gradually start to get involved. And yeah, it could also mean just being on social media and try to see it through the lens of my life work. So not just from entertainment perspective. Okay, so yeah, it can be its own task. Reading fiction. This I thought about earlier today, or okay, yesterday, that how important is this? How important it is to read fiction. I have already read some fiction, so this wouldn't give that much, maybe. The thought here is that it would be the last thing I do on a day. In a day. I'm terrible at choosing whether it is in, on, at, off, or. prepositions. Um, so before I go to bed, I would read fiction. Kind of clear my mind, go to some other world. And I put it to my plan as not that important. Meaning I could skip that, no worries. But just considering the life work, what would this give to that? If it doesn't give enough, I will get rid of it. Of course, I like reading. I like fiction, but similarly, I like K-pop. I like watching movies or playing video games. But still, I have sacrificed them for this life work. I don't remember when I last read properly. I haven't read at least for half a year. So it would give me new perspectives outside of this reality. So that's something. It could give me new vocabulary. Okay, just for considering those two three benefits, reading like 10 minutes a day would be pretty good. Maybe, yeah, I don't feel its effects right now, that what it could have, but that's because I haven't done 20 different tasks in a day. I have experience on scheduling properly, and when I have, then reading has been very nice. Yeah, let's keep it there. I was pretty sure I was gonna keep it. I just wanted to go through it for myself. Understanding the world. Okay. Understanding the world. Meaning, so this basically means reading nonfiction or watching documentaries, watching video essays. So if I, or my vision is that I will start reading philosophy, psychology, history. I will read some major religion texts like Bible, Quran, some other popular books. They will all go under this. And I think yeah, it's pretty clear. I can just schedule this and try start to wonder. what kind of world we all live in. Surviving, not a task. Marketing skills. Hmm. So I thought about marketing. Was it here? Yeah, I think marketing. Yeah, I could have marketing as its own. So, of course, many of these go pretty or are pretty close to each other. So, marketing, social media might. So, the actual tasks in these tasks could be similar or almost the same. That hey, I'm doing marketing session, but I'm doing market research on social media, or I'm covering different color themes that that are pleasant to watch, that could go under designing UI UX. Or maybe I could create some project, small demo that hey, how would I market this thing? I could use video editing, I could draw, create a presentation. But the point here is the mindset that I would be looking at everything through the mindset of marketing. And maybe it's not the most important task that I would schedule. Maybe I wouldn't schedule this other than maybe once a month or even even less. Still, it's okay to have as an option. Technical skills. What does that mean? Wait, technical skills as a task. Okay, that doesn't ring any bells. Uh, I have a feeling that I just meant that it could be any stuff going through Windows 11 settings, um, researching virtual machines. So it could be anything technical. I think I will just drop that out. Yeah, it's not very good task to schedule at least. I will have I will touch technical stuff all the time. So though so task yeah, okay. Task there are these tasks that are finite, but then there are infinite tasks. So those technical so if I come across to some Windows setting needs to be resolved. I don't know how. Maybe it will become its own task, but yeah, no need to look for any Any technical stuff. Okay. Applying to jobs. Oh, applying. Okay. Jobs. Mm, applying to jobs is not very good, maybe. Job market better. So this, of course, I need to work to get money, but when I get a position, get some income from somewhere, get a job, would I need this anymore? The answer is no, I wouldn't need it, but I will continue searching about or looking for new jobs and understanding what is the job market like, or how is this job market. My vision is that, or one part of my vision is that I'm not just looking for, I'm not going to look for people who will give something to my life work. I'm also helping people to develop themselves, to, well, to help also, but to connect with other people and maybe work. So, so I think having at least some touch, some connection with the job market would be beneficial, would be nice to have. So this could mean looking for open positions or maybe reading news about this. I don't know, using LinkedIn, see what others are doing, what or thinking about new opportunities, new business opportunities, AI. But I can always just erase it. And the same with marketing. I don't need to schedule this. And yeah, just skip this. So teaching, effective teaching. Teaching is, I should remember to keep this as large as possible. So not important to have this there. Of course, it bugged. Teaching is similar to marketing, creating presentations, video editing, designing UI, UX. I'm trying to share information. Teaching might, yeah, it will involve more person to person or more personal teaching methods. But what I mean is, it is included in many of these areas that I'm trying to educate people about some topic. But the question here is teaching a good task to have? Is it important? If it is included in many of these already, is it important to think about it separately? I think yes. This could mean acting, so it could be about developing my social or communication skills in order to get some idea through. It could mean taking a presentation and then thinking about how to teach this. It could mean reading books, pedagogical is it pedagog yeah, it's, I don't know what is it in English, but they're reading books about teaching, watching videos. In some ways, my vision of my life is towards a teacher, philosopher. I don't know. I need more tasks. News. Ooh, that's a large one. News. This, yeah, this is quite different from many of the other ones. Social media, it's maybe yeah, they are similar, but so news. News is about getting information, what's happening. As a task, it would involve or include thinking about perfect setup for getting news. That could be AI summaries or watching some or reading some news articles from some website that gives the most important ones. It could be about taking notes. So, what are my note taking system? And of course, the main one is reading news, watching news. What news do I want to consume? Get For example, do I care about memes? What are the trends amongst youngsters? Do I care about war, economy, movies? So yeah, everything. This is a hard one. So currently I get my news from Reddit, mostly from TikTok. From time to time I watch Yle or I read Yle articles, but not for some time. I have created a channel, YouTube channel just for news or research, what it's called, but I haven't used that much. But yeah, news is very hard to balance. I think I put 5 minutes there. Yeah, news 5 minutes daily. Of course, that's a minimum, but still, many people, unfortunately, are kind of addicted to news. It's yeah, it's a human nature, I think, that people just want to know what's happening around them, even if that happening is around the world. But for many, it's not giving them any value, real value. So it is quite common to stop watching news, also going away from social media and focusing on the moment and seeing the life in a brighter way. So you can watch too much news, and that has been the case with me also, that for a long time I have known that I watch too much news. I get too much information that I'm not using it for anything. I'm on TikTok, but I don't feel like I'm having fun or or yeah, I'm doing anything with the information. So there is a war happening in Russia, in Ukraine. What do I get from knowing that or knowing the details? Of course, social aspect. I have talked about events, but what value will that give to me or to the other one? Maybe it will influence how we vote, but it's very small scale. So right now, reading news is not important for my work. I can always read the news tomorrow. There has been some rumors that and hope core that Trump has died because he hasn't been seen in public. But even if that happened, would it really be that important for me to know that or know details about it? Follow how people laugh and enjoy. What value would it give? yeah, it would be an experience, but for my life work, looking at those through those lenses wouldn't give that much value because I'm not ready to give my own opinion on the matter that would change anything. But it is important to develop develop the system, how I read news, from where, how do I read them, do I listen to them. For example, I'm not very good at listening to podcasts. I have never listened to any audiobook. Maybe news is something I should consume more, like through radio. And then, yeah, speed reading. Might as well add it here actually. So, speed reading kind of symbolizes the fastest way to get information. It's not just about reading words, it can be reading pictures. So these two go well together because, as I said, you can drown in news. There is way too much news. So it's important to be able to fast, quickly skim through articles, see the relevant information. So speed reading, I have mm, what is the word? Fantasized, maybe. Being able to read really fast, but it hasn't happened. At least 3, 4 times in my life, I have get excited to learn to speed read and try started to do exercises, but I'm not very fast. And it's not the reading speed, but more about comprehension that my mind, which is the biggest problem, my biggest problem is the fault that my mind just can't keep up, can't keep the focus, so it loses focus and yeah, I need to develop that first, or this speed reading task session could mean that I'm just focusing on my mind and not actually reading. But yeah, I want to add that as a task, possible task. Communication skills. Okay, now we're getting here. Communication skills. I have already some videos saved on TikTok about this. I have tried or done some practices. The latest practice I saw from on TikTok was that look around and choose an object and then start to talk about that object for 3 minutes. And the aim is to not stop. So just go with the flow and it's okay to go into rabbit holes. So maybe mention the object and then talk about it and then continue talking about something else that was mentioned, that you mentioned. So that's an example of communication skills exercise. There are many. Acting. Would I put acting here? Acting. Yeah, I'm going to put acting under the communication skills and not as its separate task because I don't care about its entertainment value if I get any. But acting would be very nice practice, at least for me, because I way too seldom talk in someone else's words. I have, of course, already some experience talking in English, but most experience I have is just doing my own vlogs. And even now, I think I crossed the 50-hour mark on my streams. I haven't received any feedback. I'm not watching these videos afterwards, of course. And I have watched very little my vlogs that I have made. So I'm not I haven't tried to improve my speech. It has just evolved a little bit, but I I really want to start improving that. And acting is one way that I try to read a sentence or act a piece, use visual or not visual, but motions as well as speech, and use very good structure. I use way too much, maybe prepositions and articles. The. I use kind of simplified language because I haven't come across with more advanced vocabulary, or at least those words haven't stuck so that I could use them in my speech. I'm just doing a monologue and not hear others talk. If I hear English in my daily life, it's mostly from foreigners whose native language is not English. So they speak also simplified version of English. so that's not helping. But with this communication exercises that I will do it acting. I will do that exercise of just talking. But I think for me that is already what I'm doing. AI, so talking with AI could be very, very good. So I have tried that before. It hasn't worked because I'm very slow to form my sentences. The AI continues before waiting me to end my sentences. But then, so if that happens, then it's just my mistake. So that pressure could improve me, and I will definitely try that, especially because I have the subscription for Gemini. But yeah, communication skills, that's very important, and it's included in almost all of this. It will include vocabulary, so just learning new words, trying to use them in a sentence. Classic school stuff. What else? Airak. Is this the last one? Some technologies. Reading fiction, marketing, teaching, job market, tasks, life work. Being able to work with anyone already can. Understanding world, yes. Marketing, teaching, storytelling. That's okay. I can leave it just here. Storytelling. Or wait. Okay, I think that is pretty good to add here. So storytelling, communication skills, technical, yeah, technical skills. No, news. Follow the news the best way I know how. Find out different news sites. Yes. So follow the news and improve them. Reading fiction. Money, applying to jobs. How can I present my skills? Knowing what are my options. What's okay. Um. Yeah. Of course. Clear stuff. Thesis. Social life. Social life. Totally forgot. And then exercising. So exercising, I have mentioned how I have kind of become okay with the fact that I would never run marathons just because it takes so much time and I want to focus on this life work. I'm ready to sacrifice a lot. But exercising, so I thought about this today. that I have a lot of space in my apartment, and that's perfect for some calisthenics, handstands. But I wondered if that's really something that's benefiting for my life work. But it actually is. So exercising boosts energy, increases energy and mind power. So it definitely is there. I have thought about wanting to try a gym. So getting a gym membership, going there, lift some weights. Right now I am trying to lose weight, currently at 82 kilos. Of course, the weight is just a number. Mm, so do I care if I go under 75 or just stay at 77? Not really, but my vision is that I would go as low as I can, maybe even closer to 70 kilos. That would require me to lose my muscles a little bit at least. My legs are quite large, heavy, but I'm okay with that. But just that in mind, that going to the gym maybe not the best idea right now, but at least that calisthenics that I can do here. I have a pull-up bar. So coming up with some exercising plan that I could make easy 5 minutes, 5 minute exercises throughout the day or similar. That's good idea. Was there something else here? Okay, nothing here. I work, but it's not a task. No, it's kind of a task, yeah. Partner, sports, social. Is that a task? No, I think I will just, yeah, I will ignore the social part, family, friends. It will come on its own. And I have communication skills here. I have social media here. So news. I don't want it as a task. A social media task here means other than using Be Real, going through Instagram stories, posts. So that social media task means doing some sort of research or developing my own social media skills and not the real social aspect. Yeah, my eyes are pretty tired. I was planning on ending this stream at the latest of 1 a.m., but here we are. How many do I have? So it's 27. 27 tasks. Yeah, try to do all of these at the same time. Or yeah, tomorrow. Not gonna happen. Is this all? I'm too tired to come up with anything, or I'm too tired to try to think about what I could have missed. Maybe something will pop into my head, but yeah, nothing. So I think I will leave this like this. If some task will if I remember or come up with some task, I can include it here. Cleaning. I don't want to add survival tasks here. Exercising is not just survival. Although, if I or when I will schedule properly, of course, I will schedule eating and sleeping and such. But for more important things and maybe relevant to life work, these are the ones. And the next step with this is to store all of these in iRack and then make the decisions there. For example, tomorrow I have the whole day. How will I spend it? Yeah, but I think that was it. For this stream, didn't use any other category than random. Even though this, yeah, this could go to life work category as well. But I will just use this then. I think I can change it here on the stream. So this is the stream. 3 views. Wow. So first let's change this. So what did I do? Neat. Okay, going over notes, random talk, thesis, setup, planning, gamifying. Yeah, just random talk. Planning, planning, planning. And let's change it right away. Random. Okay, I think that's it. In stream.